Whatever they brought, it won't be enough.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Esports Money, ZSM, Mac 10, whatever you want to call me, and today we're going to be going over my guide to jungling Legion Commander. I'm deeply, deeply sorry. So, anyway, Legion Commander is one of the, honestly, best junglers around, just in terms of the ease at which she jungles and the safety of which she jungles. You can jungle her very safely and a bit more slowly, or you can jungle her faster and play a little more risky. This guide's a little bit more on the risky side, but regardless, it's still safer than a lot of the guides I've put out here. The goal for this guide is to have the Crimson Orb thing, the -2 armor orb, a power treads, and a blink dagger by 10 minutes. Also, if you happen to be a little more efficient than I am, because I make a couple of mistakes, not as egregious as some of the guides I've put out. I make a couple of very, very, very slight mechanical mistakes. But if you are a little bit more efficient than me or play a little more greedy than me, then you can actually have a little more gold than me at 10 minutes and then get a Windlace on top of it, because I really like to get Windlace on top of this. So once I have the items that I just mentioned, I'll typically get a Windlace because I really like movement speed, and then I'm going to work on getting either a Desolator if it feels like we're pretty far ahead, if it feels like we're in a good position and we're ahead, or if it takes me a little bit longer to get farmed, then I'll get a Blade Mail, because Blade Mail scales really, really well into the later portions of the game, and Desolator does not scale so well. So, I mean, it's still a good item at like 30 minutes, maybe 40 minutes, but it's because it's a flat armor tax and Blade Mail just refunds all damage back to the person before reductions. Blade Mail scales incredibly well, and both of them will help you in killing people, but if you get it early on, the Desolator will be a little bit better, and in the late game, the Blade Mail is way better. So the reason that we go for Treads and Blink Dagger is the movement speed and the raw stats from Treads are great. You can tread toggle, which is the mechanical mistake that I made for this video. I didn't tread toggle nearly enough. I probably tread toggled 40% of the time that I used my W, but I should have done it more. So you can tread toggle to be more efficient, and you have the Blink Dagger. The idea with getting these items at 10 minutes is you should be leaving the jungle immediately upon getting all these items and trying to find someone to gank. You blink in, duel them, and then between your right clicks and the power treads and your moment of courage and whatever teammates around to help you, you should be able to get easy duel damage. The idea is not necessarily to get you kills, but to get you to win those duels. If you get the kill or ally gets killed, doesn't really matter as long as you get that bonus damage, which is just, it's like the hero's like awesome super secret mechanic. I will use a shrine here. That's just because I was being a little bit aggressive with my use of my W. I am going to max out Moment of Courage, or my passive E, before I max out my W, but if you do use the W a good amount early on for the bonus attack speed, then you may have to hit a shrine. Personally, if you're not trying to be a burden on your teammates and you think you might do something like Crimson or Brown Boots and then straight to Blink rather than finishing Treads, then you can get like a decent, 8.5, 9 minute timing. Actually, probably a good bit quicker than that, probably 7.5 minute timing, and you won't actually have to take up any of the enemy shrines, because you'd just be using the W ability to heal yourself when you're injured, which is really kind of what it's for, but the way pretty much every hero in DotA works is that their abilities are supposed to synchronize or have some sort of synergistic relationship with their ultimate, and Legion Commander is a very, very apt example of this. So now I'm going to finish up my treads, and now I'm just going to jungle a Blink Dagger for the next 5 minutes. One quick tip, when you're fighting mud golems, always kill the big golems first and let the little golems stay for as long as possible, because they only do 9 damage and they're attacking you. So that means that you have an additional chance to proc your Moment of Courage or your E passive every time that one of those surrounds. So you don't want to actually rush to kill those, you want to kill them absolutely last. Same goes for the small satyrs. The same is not true, however, for the skeleton minions that this asshole makes, because they do like 20-some damage, so it's actually a non-negligible amount of damage. So it's a significant amount of damage. Another thing, to get from the bounty rune on the Radiant, or on the bounty rune I'm right next to now, to the other bounty rune on the Radiant side of the map, takes approximately 25 seconds, so 24 seconds, somewhere in that area, without boots, if you just right-click where the rune is from standing in the other rune spot. It's a little bit faster than that if you have boots, but that's a significant calculation to take into consideration when you're farming with Legion Commander, because Legion Commander is actually blessed with pretty decent move speed. I believe it's 320 base move speed, so she's pretty good on that. I'm going to be honest, I don't play a heck of a lot of Legion Commander, and when I do, I'm pretty indifferent to whether or not I'm jungling or in lane. But God, I'm gonna get some hate for this, but I prefer to jungle the hero. I think the hero is a pretty efficient jungler. The only problem is you need to be looking around the map. Like right now, I don't have a blink dagger, but if I see a place where I can come in and get involved and get a kill, I should do that because of the fact that you're useful when you leave the jungle at 10 minutes with a blink dagger and your orb and your treads and your iron talon, but you're not that scary. You're more of an initiator that just locks things down while people pick it off. You don't do massive amounts of area of effect damage because we're not leveling up our Q ability, which is what you would level up if you were going to go mid with the hero, for example. The hero actually used to be an incredible mid back in the day just because of the Q ability. But especially now that Iron Talon is a thing, you can kill jungle creeps really, really, really quickly, and you're a pretty safe jungler. So again, I'll get a Desolator if the game is going super, super well by around 12-13 minutes. Otherwise, I will cash out and buy that Blade Mail because it's half the price and actually scales way better into the late game. And it might be impossible for me to farm 4,200 gold in a reasonable amount of time to get the Desolator. So go for that, and then I'll look at something along the lines of a Assault Cuirass or a Heart, occasionally Armlet, but considering I'm already going to be rocking a Blink Dagger and my Power Treads, and I wouldn't get the Armlet till like the mid to late teens, and the Armlet doesn't scale well, I don't usually get the Armlet if I'm doing this. I think the initiating and using your team to help you get kills is much more important than using the Armlet. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. My name's Esports Money's, ESM, Mac10, whatever you want to call me. If you like this video, please hit the like button and the subscribe buttons. It helps me out a lot. If you click the bell next to the subscribe button, you can choose to get notifications from me. Probably another guide coming out tomorrow. So thank you very much, everyone, and peace.